Outer Rim in chaos. The galaxy burns as the core worlds fall under Imperial sway, and the mid-rim becomes a battleground. The Confederacy of Independent Systems grows in the background of this fire-wreathed era. In the north, Toonbuk Tora and his forces strike at the Rebel Alliance, the disorganized and often terroristic group being smashed aside in the Battle of Colomex. The Senator's forces taking the world even in the face of daunting losses on the ground. As in the south, Gizor Delso captures the swamp planet of Dagobah, its piratic occupiers put down, arrested, or otherwise dispersed, as his fleet would go on to capture the orbit of the former separatist planet of Utapau, as his forces prepare to storm the surface and retake the once allied planet back into the fold. Meanwhile, the Munilistian militia captures the space over Boros and prepares to descend to take its ground. The tide of war is changing. As the moon of conflict waxes in the sky of fate, what more shall the ocean of blood reveal as the sands of battle are revealed in the rush from sea to shore? Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we are continuing with the third episode of our Empire at War remake mod Clone Wars, Factions, Holdouts, Redux, Confederacy of Independent Systems playthrough. It's a mouthful. That's why I shorten it in the titles. As we can see, we are right back where we left off. Comulex is ours, and so is Dagobah. And the orbit of the orbit of Utapau, excuse me, is ours. Just off screen, I queued up some ground buildings and some space stations because the factions in game do spread. Obviously, the rebellion spreads. I don't know if they had these planets at the start of the game, but obviously they are spreading. Obviously, the empire has begun to spread, but the enemy factions do spread. I know that for a fact. They do spread quite ravenously, actually. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that during the first episode or the second episode, it was shown that the rebellion did spread to these planets. So yes, the rebellion is a prolific spreader of its territory. So we have to ensure that this area gets locked down so that we can prevent the spread of the rebellion, specifically Comulex, because Comulex, it's the central node of a few hyperlanes and bridges to different areas. So if we're going to stop the spread of the rebellion, then we are going to have to keep controls of this planet. Now, in canon, I don't know why us and the rebellion would have beef. Maybe it's just, the rebellion is essentially like a revolution that's trying to restore the republic. Maybe they see us as rivals or old enemies, but we're all technically fighting against the empire here. So I don't know why we'd be at odds, but as with everything, people are going to people, governments are going to government, there's going to be war, people are going to die, everything moves swimmingly, just as orchestrated. Orchestrated by who, you might ask? Obviously, this is all a part of Palpatine's plan to inspire fear in the galaxy and to show that the Empire is the only true way to move forward. Now, while I am a big fan of the Empire, in this playthrough, I'm not. So, while I would congratulate His Imperial Majesty on his brilliance, I do think that we have to destroy him because he's Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil. So yeah, and like I said, in the first or second, I think it's the second episode. Timeline is starting to blur, but I think in the second episode when I was talking about Megiddo, I said that we are going to avenge Kiadi Mundi, and we're going to avenge everyone, not just the Jedi, but everyone who fell at the hands of the Galactic Empire. Everyone who died so that the false emperor could rise will be avenged. So, what's the first thing we need to do? Well, as you can see, we're spending money. We need to spend money once again. Because as you can see, I've upgraded the Seleucami shipyards. And we need to make some actually good ships.
At maximum unit capacity.
At maximum unit
Production halted.
capacity. Production halted. I
Unit
see.
cancelled.
So we're going to build these. And we're going to come over here to my Unilist.
Construction complete.
Unilist. And this fleet does need to expand. And we're going to do that eventually. So as you can see, the only
Construction
faction,
complete.
we're going to quickly pause the game. The only faction that's around here, well, the two factions around here are the Bastion system, which is a part of the Imperial Warlords faction, and the Rebellion. Obviously, Dantooine is a Rebellion planet. That's what Princess Leia said. Obviously, the Imperial scouts were like, we only found abandoned bases on Dantooine, but obviously Dantooine was a planet that they did stay at. So it is a rebellion planet. This little rebel cell over here is going to be, at least in my opinion, one of the big bads of the operation, which I have yet to name, which is going to take place over here. I have decided that this is going to be become a operation, just like Operation Silent Night over here. This is going to become an operational zone, uh, headed by the Munilistian militia. That's what I'm calling them because they don't have a specific commander to command them, so I'm calling them the Munilistian militia or Munilistian militia. And their job is going to be capturing all these planets. I will come up with a name and I will throw it up on screen right about now. And we'll show the graphic and basically outline the operation and what we're going to do here. Basically, the end goal of this operation is going to be controlling this little cell right here because there's only three ways into this area. There's Garak or Garq, Garq, Borosk, and Derillion, which leads over here. That is a planet being captured by the Rebellion. So yeah, we're gonna have to try to move as quickly as possible. Agmar. I've seen that planet before, but I don't recall from where. Anywho, so that's what we're doing over here. Obviously, down here by Mustafar, we are continuing with our plan of, boom, 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 and capturing Utapau, and then, you know, greater, greater aspirations of capturing this little chunk of area. Now, I have some interesting information. And by interesting information, I mean terrifying horrors beyond my comprehension. Like I've said before, I've played this mod, and I've played this faction, and I've done this playthrough. I didn't finish it because I kept getting mollywopped every so often. But, like I said, I'm going to try to win, and we are going to do our best to become our best selves. And I have to reveal something horrifying about Iraidu. On Iraidu, there is an individual. One might even say a creature. This individual, whom I do not remember the name of, is in possession of a Praetor class Super Star Destroyer. Now, I do not know a lot about the Praetor class Super Star Destroyer. It's a battle cruiser, which in real life would mean that it's a cruiser-sized ship with the guns of a battleship. But since Star Wars is wacky, in the Star Wars universe, a battle cruiser is a enormous ship with many, many guns that will destroy you if you even look at it wrong. I've got a game to play, so we need to first thing we need to do is go and attack Utapau.
Right, we're moving now.
Alright, here we go. I'll see you all on the ground. Hello, and welcome to the ground battle. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, but what about the war room and all the stuff you did for the last video? And I will say, the war room was very fun. It was fun. It was fun to do. It was really cool. But and I know how this is going to sound, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, and it's the primary reason why it took me so long to get the second episode out. So I've decided executively that I like recording this series, but when I put a roadblock in front of myself that is a big hurdle, it makes it harder to do. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand that you love to do something. It's great, but there's that one thing about it that always makes you reconsider every time. And believe me, I like making the little war room things. It takes so long, but I'd like to get more content done per episode so that this series can move along and we're not lagging in the Outer Rim for 50 episodes like One Piece going around every single island. This isn't a knock against One Piece, by the way. I love One Piece. But yeah, so for the sake of the series as a whole moving forward and not having to only do like 2 battles an episode, we are going to cut back on the War Room segments. That's my official disclaimer, and I am sorry if you all were looking forward to another War Room segment. So, let's continue. Here we are on Utapau. Now, one little thing about Utapau that you one thing you might know about Utapau, sorry about that. One thing you may or may not know about Utapau is that the entire planet is covered in enormous craters. Now, these are not impact craters. You know, Utapau has an atmosphere. Most impactors will burn up in the atmosphere of most planets if they're Earth-like. This is a giant magma siphon. At least that's what I think it's called. See, the surface of Utapau used to be very geologically active.
Troop transport ready.
And
Target acquired.
eventually, over time, I think the surface used to be like either covered in magma or had giant little magma holes.
Standing by.
I say little and giant in the same sentence, or have like big magma holes.
We've secured a build
I'm
pad.
pretty sure that over time the magma would drain away into these magma siphons back into the core, and it left behind these giant
We've
craters.
lost a build
And the
pad.
thing about Utapau is that it has
lost
like
a build pad.
winds and storms and stuff. So really the only places that are like really safe on Utapau, like safe from the elements and stuff, is in these giant craters. And it looks like we are starting to fight stuff. This is a planet held by pirates, so we're not fighting like anything crazy, but obviously we do still need to be kind of careful because like I said in episode 2, we can't really afford a loss because we are fighting against the clock, and that clock is called the factions that expand. So now we've got a bombing run available, which is pretty fantastic. Oh, it looks like we're getting into a battle up here. I wonder what bombing run we have, because it looks like we have 2 kinds of bombing run. We've got the bombing run. Hello? Huh. We've got the bombing runs for the droid ships, and we've got the bombing runs for the
Troop transport ready.
hyena bombers, because the Battle of Comulux, that was a War Room segment, and the Battle of Comulux had a PNG of a vulture droid fly overhead, because that's really what happened. A vulture droid showed up, and we were able to use that, you know, to or vulture droid. Vulture droid? I said vulture droid, didn't I? Of a hyena bomber. Hyena bomber is what happened on Comulux. But for some reason, during the Battle of Solus Von, which you saw me record in the first episode, there was a droid dropship or droid gunship. So I think it depends on the ships you have in orbit. So like the droid assault wings are a thing for the Lucre Hulk carrier. I think if the Lucre Hulk carrier is the one in orbit, it will do the drop ships. But I think if the Providence is the one in orbit, it will do the Hyena bombers. So you saw that little battle up there. That was well, it's still going on. I wonder if I can do a bombing run. No, apparently I don't have the vision for that. Oh, there's a TIE Mauler right there. That's funny. I don't know. Yeah, that is a TIE Mauler. Well, wait, it's called a TIE Tankette. Oh, that's an anti-vehicle turret. Threat taken out. Let's see it. Hold on, let's pause the game. Pause the game. This is a TIE AP-1 Tankette. I think in the base game these are called TIE Maulers. Yeah, yeah, they look like TIE fighters. They have cannons and they have treads. I do think that it's insanely funny, and I think it was a unit that was made for Empire at War. It's just very humorous to me. The design of the TIE Mauler, it's very funny. It's a little ground vehicle. All right, in the south, we need to keep moving. So we need to move forward. We need to move up here because the northward push is experiencing some kickback on existing. This doesn't make any sense that we can't use our orbital support. We have an anti-infantry turret up here. I don't want to lose any units, so I am going to tell these guys to go back to their landing zone. If they could move any faster, that would be spectacular. Alright, so we've got we are being ambushed. We've got loads of anti-vehicle or anti-infantry turrets. I am happy that the Hellfire droids are here to destroy these turrets because you know, they are you know, deadly. And for some reason this hill is corporeal for rockets, but it's not corporeal for blasters, which is strange. You can see just how effective that anti-vehicle turret is because it's taking out our transports very quickly, but it has been destroyed, which is good. We're going to come up here, and we're actually going to capture this secondary landing zone so that we can bring in more troops. And, you know, our armored unit over here took quite the thrashing, so we're moving them back here to hang out and, you know, not die because we need them. Alright, so here we are, capturing the secondary landing zone. Doing our thing. And I'm sure that there is, you know, like... that's probably a voice line from Battlefront 2, which is neat. I didn't play the original Battlefront 2 because I was too busy being too young to play it. Not for like any like moral parental reasons. I was probably literally too young to play it. We've captured the secondary landing zone, and like I said, there probably is a difference, but I haven't really noticed anything about the separate squads that has affected the game. So like these are battle droid engineers, but they don't. Wait, they repair nearby vehicles. Oh. And marksman. So I'm sure there's something tactical about these squads, but I haven't really noticed it. Maybe it's because I'm playing the game wrong. Maybe I just have monkey brain and I'm smashing units into the wall. We can now bring down this group, which is going to have a lot of battle droids and crab droids. The first time I think we see a crab droid on screen is when the 212th Attack Battalion is actually assaulting Utapau, and the crab droids are part of the enemy force, and this one
We'll clear the way
ultimate Chad clone hops on top of one of them and like
Target acquired.
blasts his blaster point blank directly into the central pod, which is friggin' great. Like, absolute Chad behavior. I don't know where these giant rib cages came from on Utapau. I'm not sure if it's like a part of Powin culture or something, or if it's just what they did for the game. Oh, I see why we can't use orbital barrages or stuff like that. It's because there's a shield generator. I see. I probably should have noticed that. It's been on the map the whole time and I didn't even notice. See, these are the funny insights that you get from me when I'm able to narrate over these battles. We are going to have our artillery unit target the shield generator. Thank goodness the Hellfire droids are as cool as they are. Oh, that's an anti-vehicle turret. Destroy it. Destroy it. Alright, good. Good, good, good.
Cannons charged.
Whew, we almost lost a Hellfire droid there.
Nothing on scanner. Detected enemy unit.
Alright. The shield generator's down. And now we can call in orbital support. So let's bring our scout units over here.
Computers locked on target.
Bombardment incoming.
Target's locked.
Let's hope that that does a lot of damage. When did we call in that bombing run? Unless we called in both of them. But yeah, it does appear that we have the thingamajigs. Those things. We are victorious! Yay! So all those units were garrisons. Wow, that garrison messed up our tank unit. But as you can see, we've won. We took no losses. And Utapau, one of the central planets of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, is now ours. As you can see, our money has ran out because we are working on so much, but now we are gaining more money because we've captured another planet. Now then, let's move on to the second planetary battle we're going to do in this video, and that is the Battle of Borosk. Now, when I say Borosk, it might make some of you, the early 2000s kid like me, think of the Borak. You know, those villains from Bionicle. I could talk about Bionicle for a long time, and maybe I will in later videos. But suffice to say, it is very funny. Because every time I say Borosk, the way that I say it makes me think of Borak. And if you don't know what the Borak are, I'll throw up, like, a graphic, and I'll put, like, a thing right here. But I'll see you guys on the battlefield. Welcome back. And this planet is called Borosk, but it's got the same map as another planet I've seen. Anyway, there's only a garrison unit here, so we are going to go ahead and move in. Do I have a favorite separatist droid? Now, I am asking that question kind of out of the blue. I'm not streaming this. I do not have a Twitch channel. Don't worry, I'm not a streamer. I promise I'm not a streamer! Anyway, so it looks like we just discovered the enemy force there, too. So, this appears to be the enemy garrison. But
I might have some room
the... Are you damaged? No, those are trees. Why are there trees? Anyway, but... A favorite separatist droid. Let me think here. Because there are so many to choose from. Like, there's the B1 battle droid. There's the B2 super battle droid. There's the... Let's see what kind of bombing run we have. There's the Magna Guards, which are a fan favorite. Hey, we've got real air support this time. Nice. There's the crab droid, like I mentioned earlier. There's the spider droids and the crab droids. I just mentioned those. There's lots of droids because, you know, it's a droid army. You know, it's almost like it's some kind of droid army. It's, well, almost like there's some kind of droid army, but yeah, there's a lot of droids, and my favorite, personally, I know I mentioned it in the second episode, I like the vulture droids because they're funny and cool, and they kind of feel, they're kind of dog-coded to me. But if I had to pick like a favorite infantry droid, it might be something like the... I'm not too sure. I do like the dwarf spider droid. The one that is the two giant bug eyes with the cannon sticking out of the front of it. It is very interesting. Reason.
Right away.
This man was over here yelling about a security breach. Where are you from, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? Oh yeah. 2010 kids. We have to deal with the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's is now more than 10 years old. Can you fathom that? I think the original Five Nights at Freddy's came out in 2014. It's been almost, probably has actually been 10 years, I think. While these units are walking around, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to look for Markiplier's original Five Nights at Freddy's video because I think that's around when the game first came out. 11 years ago. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 came out 11 years ago. Sweet Liberty. That was a long time ago, my brothers and sisters. A long time ago. Yep, I think we've all hit Unc and Aunt status. I think it's time for us to go to the retirement home. And you know, they say there will never be another X or another Y.
I might have some room
But
left.
I do think there probably won't be another Five Nights at Freddy's. It's such a distinct style, and people have tried before in the past. Lots have tried, many have failed. But I think in terms of the original, I think the gameplay and the vibes can be emulated, but I'm not sure if the success or the hype fandom surrounding it might be replicated. There are other mascot horror games that have done well, like Bendy and the Ink Machine, other games like that. Like, you know, I'm not sure if I'd call Poppy's Playtime horror. It is classified literally as a horror game. Oh, these are original Droidicas. They are literally classified as actual horror games, but they do seem to be more story and lore oriented. You know, like how FNAF became near the end there. I say near the end, it's still ongoing. But it is more story and character oriented. So I wouldn't exactly call it a horror game. It does play like a horror game, and it is scary, but it does seem more like a story experience, at least in my eyes. I remember when I was younger, me and my friends, or me and my best friend and some other people were all over Five Nights at Freddy's. We didn't play it for a long time because, you know, there was, we didn't have Steam back then, but I think those are just objects, but it was an interesting time. And especially Matt Pat's videos on it. Friggin' God rest his career. Matthew Patrick, great man, great YouTuber. I think the first video that I ever liked on YouTube was Matt Pat's Is Mario a Communist video. That was one of the first. or the first maybe, and it was like it was groundbreaking to me. I saw that video and I thought it was the gospel truth. It was outstanding, and it was great. Like, side rant, thank you, MatPat, for everything that you've done. You were a great YouTuber, and I just hope that you're able to live comfortably in your retirement and do the projects that you want to do. And this battle is being really annoying, and I want these people to freaking go back to shooting at the base instead of getting distracted by turrets. I know I'm technically the one getting distracted by turrets, but anyway, like, people say there'll never be another X and Y. The ultimate showcase of that is that there'll never be another game theorist. I mean, there is another person in charge of the game theory now. I say the game theory like I'm 90 years old. There is another person in charge of game theory right now and all the theorist channels, and we won that battle. Very awesome. But there will never be another MatPat. From what I've seen of the current film theorists and game theorists, I'm not sure if they've got what it takes to carry it on, but it is what it is, and we can only hope for a bright future. But it pays to invest in candles. It does. Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, the Empire! Oh, the Empire! Move the Reikisen over there! Move the Reikisen over there now!
Tactical battle.
Oh no! Okay, this is what I feared. This is what I feared. All right, here we are.
Munificent Star Frigate reporting in.
Munificence, what are you guys doing here? Wait, are these the Munificent transports?
Do we have
Oh wait,
orders
so
to
these guys
engage?
don't have weapons, do they? Oh, they don't have weapons. They're transport ships. Okay.
Right, we're moving now.
So that's why I was so confused when Munificence showed up.
Course plotted.
That's interesting.
Munificent
I've
moving out.
never been able to see these before. It's time to defend ourselves. The Empire sent a unit over here. They're trying to take the planet or the asteroid field. Oh no. This is why I wanted to take that system. All right.
Tactical battle.
All right, here we go. This is actually this is actually going to be we're going to repel this invasion, I promise. Okay. I brought the right kind of ship too. This is a Requisite destroyer. It's got screening cannons and it actually has a fighter. All right. We need to figure out where these punks are. We need to liberate Jabim's orbit. All right, we need to figure out where these guys are. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're skip ray blast boats. I already knew that, but get them. Go. Take them down. Open fire! Oh god, they're firing on us. Oh no, the screening cannons. They're retreating. Take them down. Keep them from retreating. We've got 24 seconds to kill them all. I don't think we're going to be able to get them. We might get a unit of them. Okay, now they're flying right over us. Okay, we're destroying them. We're destroying them. All right, we got them. All right, so we repelled an Imperial attack, or at least the omen of an Imperial attack. I can't help but feel like I already know what the title of this episode is going to be. We need to accelerate the speed at which we get this done, because once we seal off this pocket, it's gonna be fine. The Sith are a faction that tries to expand, but I'm not sure exactly what they have. So we're going to Rinvar, and then we're going to Felucia. All right. Welcome back. We're on the battlefield now.
We're online and receiving.
Operation Silent Night is now accelerating because the Empire is trying to do horrible, unspeakable things to us. So we need to accelerate our operational speed. There it is. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why this happens. It's some kind of like glitch or error or something, but
Zeroing
in this mod, the
Weapons armed.
the space stations are sort of like
Target verified.
destroyed when you show up.
Fire at will.
If you're wondering why I keep right-clicking on it, it's because some ships
Close in.
reach their designated combat distance, but they just keep closing in for some reason.
Forward.
So I keep right-clicking on it, so they'll just engage from the position where from which they are engaged. Like you saw that ship stopped right there,
Target
and that ship
acquired.
stopped right there. So yeah. I believe there's only a space station in orbit, so once we destroy this battle's over, and then we can do the ground battle. But yeah, that was terrifying. The Empire just kind of showed up and tried to take Jabim from us. Or not Jabim. It was Jabim. They showed up and tried to take Jabim from us. And so now we are moving forward at an accelerated pace. We gotta move fast. While we're doing that, let's take our fleet. Do we have any ships that we can move? All right, let's move this
Heading
to
that system.
Garki. Garki.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, sweet Liberty. All right. So as you saw on the map there is a there's a dagger here. This battle may or may not be painful,
Almighty Providence
but we do
is
have a lot of
standing
fighters that can help us deal with the Venator. So let's go ahead and move towards the enemy and see how everything is going. See how it's going. We're gonna see if we can survive. This is a pirate faction, so interesting that they'd have such a formidable warship. But then again, the pirates over Utapau did have a donut. So, all right, I want our munificence to fire on it,
by. Communications.
and I want our Providence to fire on it. I want our carriers to stop what they're doing. I want our fighters to engage enemy fighters.
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
Bombers attack the Venator. Tri-droids engage enemy fighters. Oh god, that trireme is gonna chop up our fighters if we don't deal with it. Oh, there's more than one trireme. Oh, there's a lot of triremes. Okay, these triremes are like actually an issue. Wow, we melted that Venator. Alright, destroy the triremes. The triremes are anti-fighter craft. It's going to be very annoying to deal with this base with no fighters. Also, destroy that hangar bay, please. Alright, take it down. Trireme destroyed. Alright, the enemy hangar bay has been destroyed. This means that it no longer matters. They cannot spawn in vessels. It is... I don't even know who that guy is.
It won't be long
There's
now.
another enemy ship around here somewhere, but I can't find it. This is very annoying.
We are on our
There it
way.
is. Destroy it.
We would be
Take it
happy
down.
to do so.
Excellent. Alright, that was spooky. Now, we are going to move our forces over here,
Destination received.
and we're going to move our fleet over here.
Jumping into hyperspace now.
So this fleet can defend this area, and these guys can capture the planet. We're going to handle that in the next episode. I have been recording for a while now, and I need to start editing it down so I can get it out. A lot happened this episode. We had some ground battles, we captured some planets, we spent a lot of credits, we had a bit of a heart attack there at the end, but we are going to hopefully achieve victory. Operation Silent Night is proceeding on an accelerated schedule due to the Empire's intervention at Jabim. The operation forming with the Munilistian militia is now accelerating due to said things, and we have Utapau under our control, which means that we can lock down for about half a second in order to earn some more credits and build some more buildings so that we can start moving out and really making some moves in the galaxy. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for showing up. When you do, it really means a lot. So yeah, thank you. And may the Force be with you always.